How's it going, everybody? And welcome back to Just Nobody's Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan.
And I'm your host, Daniel.
And today we're doing a podcast.
Whoa!
If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. And while you're at it, please hit the like button. It helps the algorithm. It helps, get other people to see it.
It helps a lot. Please just do it.
We're just two college kids trying to make it.
Yeah, no.
I graduated.
And he didn't even know he graduated.
It was the most anticlimactic thing. I was under the impression that I had to take one more class. And I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta go back to school, one more class. And I'm like trying to schedule. I'm meeting with the counselors, like, I know I have to take one more class. Which one should I take? And this other person just goes like, hey, I think you could graduate. And then sure enough, they approved me, so I guess I'm officially graduated.
I know. Ryan came up to me. He goes, dude, I think I'm done with school. I go, what? He goes, someone just told me they think I'm done. And I was like, what the heck? How'd you not know?
I didn't know. It was a nice surprise. Now I have a diploma coming in the mail.
And then Ryan gets an email. Dude, I graduated.
It says congratulations. So this week we're going to be talking about a lot of Marvel theories. As you guys know, Moon Knight just came out, the trailer anyways, and there's a lot to unpack. There's a lot of stuff going on in the Marvel universe right now.
There's a lot. A lot. It's so mysterious about Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Right? But I am so excited to see this guy.
It looks like it could be the best Disney Plus show they've ever done.
It seems really action-packed just from the trailer.
And really dark.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's going to beat some. He's going to. And what are you going to do?
Ooh, I'm going to be talking about some unknown mysteries that have been found around the world.
Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen Spider-Man No Way Home. Have you heard of the Dr. Octopus theory?
No.
At the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, we see Eddie Brock, right? He's inside the bar in Mexico.
Right.
And he's like drinking and he's drunk and he's starting to figure out all that's happened in the Marvel universe about Thanos and everything. But when he gets sent back to his universe, right? A part of the Venom symbiote is left on the bar.
Right.
So this is where the theory starts showing up. All
Okay.
right? So we see that Dr. Octopus gets an arc reactor.
Yeah.
Right? When he gets sent back to his universe, he's still holding the arc reactor.
Oh.
You know, like when he says like the power of the sun and then Toby's like in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
So he gets sent back and he's still holding the arc reactor.
Oh. So he took it with him?
Right. So we know that the arc reactor may be able to stabilize his whole, remember his invention?
Yeah.
The arc reactor being inside that universe.
Right.
Could now lead to new technology, Stark, right? Stark technology.
Oh.
So in the Toby universe now, there's Stark tech.
Wait a second. That just changes everything.
Right. Because we know that in Toby's universe, the Avengers don't exist. Because he's like, you're in the Avengers. That's great. What is that?
Yeah. So it would stabilize the sun thing that Dr. Ock makes, like with the
Right.
tritium.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. And that's how he'll contain it.
Right. When it comes to redemption,
Yeah.
there's actually a chance for Dr. Octopus.
Oh my god.
Electro, Tom Holland cures Electro, right?
Right.
With the device.
Yeah.
Okay, but last we saw Electro, he even says this, right? He was about to overpower a power grid, right? And just take full control.
Right.
But he can no longer be sent back, right, to that moment that he last remembers because technically he would be electricity.
The moment he got taken was when Andrew was gonna zap him. Remember when he was gonna overload him with power?
Yeah.
I think that's the moment he's gonna come back. Cause you remember he goes, oh, I was about to die.
That's right.
Cause he remembers he was about to die.
Oh, okay. So he comes back. He has a chance to be saved.
Yeah.
People are saying that William Dafoe
Mm-hmm.
when he gets sent back, he's gonna get stabbed by his glider. But if you look at his suit, it looks still intact.
Oh, you're right.
So I don't think it's in the middle of the fight with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Cause you're right. It didn't look like it was all beat up.
Right. And we know that when he fights Tobey Maguire in that scene, he's not wearing his mask.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His mask is off.
Right.
It wouldn't make sense that when he went to Tom Holland's universe, he would have the mask.
And a perfectly intact mask.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So he's probably going to be safe.
Wow.
So for people out there saying that Tom Holland didn't save or cure his the villains, he technically did.
He did.
And they actually have a chance to be redeemed
Right.
in their universe. As we know, Dr. Octopus leads with the power of the sun, right? But we also know that Dr. Octopus leaves behind a part of his arm.
Green Goblin cut it off.
Right. So there's that still there.
Right.
It's interesting because technically, too, when you think about it, the Green Goblin's glider is still in Tom Holland's universe. The Venom's still in Tom Holland's universe. And the part of Dr. Octopus's arm is still in Tom Holland's universe.
Wait, that's weird.
Everyone was talking about, and we were talking heavily on this, that Ned was going to become the Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
Okay? And if you look at his varsity jacket, it was definitely, I mean, come on. It looks kind of like the colors of the Hobgoblin.
It did. It really did.
Now think about it. Green Goblin's glider is still in Tom Holland's universe.
Oh my god.
So it's just kind of, setting up the possibility of, Ned getting it.
And now Ned doesn't know who Peter is.
Yeah, so Ned. Okay, this is how I see it play out, okay?
Okay.
So, I think I've already talked about this on the podcast, but so, Ned doesn't know who Peter is anymore, doesn't know who Spider-Man is. He starts to like Mary Jane, right?
Oh.
Come on now. Peter's like, that's not going to happen. He's going to be trying to get MJ back. But Ned knows that MJ has some kind of connection with this guy, Peter, but he's not sure why. And she's not sure either, right?
Yeah.
So, he's getting in between them, and that's how he's going to get revenge on Peter and want to destroy him.
It's kind of like the Harry, Toby, and Mary Jane love triangle.
It is. But it's inevitable, technically, right? Since they're kind of all the same.
Yeah.
They kind of go through the same stuff, right?
Oh my gosh.
That love triangle must happen in multiple universes.
And we see how Tom's definitely going down like Toby's alley with the new apartment.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Police scanner.
Wow, that's actually pretty crazy.
Definitely more the Tobey Maguire route than the Andrew Garfield.
100%.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I also talked about a theory on TikTok about Loki.
Ooh.
We all know Loki was the best Marvel show on Disney+.
That one carried 2021 for Marvel shows.
It did. It really did.
Yeah.
I think people that didn't even know the Marvel movies and didn't even care about Loki loved the Loki show.
Yeah.
When you watch the new Doctor-Strange in the Multiverse of Madness trailer, at the 39-second mark, you see Wanda walking, right? She's walking with her powers in her hand, and right behind her, you see this orange door, right? It looks like a TVA portal. So the theory is that Loki and the TVA and Sylvie are actually going to be in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It has not been confirmed yet. There's a lot of speculation. I mean, it looks like they may have revealed it in the Doctor Strange trailer because it sure looks like the TVA door.
Dude, it looked exactly like it. If you look at it side by side, it is the same thing. It's got to be a TVA portal.
Right. And we know the TVA's job, right, is to arrest anybody that's going to threat or affect the multiverse.
Right.
Or change the timelines.
Yeah, like Nexus beings.
Right, exactly. And we know that it's rumored that in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness that the Illuminati, the group of heroes, right?
Yes.
The group of heroes of the leaders of the groups.
That actually made sense.
Right?
Yeah.
So you got Professor Xavier, you got Namor, you got Tony Stark, Doctor Strange, Reed Richards,
Yeah.
Black Bolt. I think I named them all.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Black Panther. And as we know, Patrick Stewart, come on now. The leaks are out there. Patrick Stewart is coming back. He's going to be Professor Xavier.
Yeah.
But there's also some other leaks, right? There's also some other rumors going around that Sophie Turner, Jean Grey, is coming back. And James McAvoy is coming back as a young Professor X.
No way.
Think about it. So Professor X,
Yeah.
James McAvoy, whenever he plays Professor X,
Right.
he doesn't wear a fake bald cap. He actually shaves his head.
Yeah.
And there's actually been pictures taken of him recently of a shaved head.
No.
And Sophie Turner actually will dye her hair red for when she plays the role of Jean Grey.
And she was seen with red hair?
Yeah. Okay. Either okay.
Ryan.
But all I'm saying is that their hairstyles right now fit their X-Men character.
That's insane.
And we know that all the reshoots are going on right now for Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Oh my, dude, this movie is gonna be crazy.
The theory is that the Illuminati, that they're gonna be in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So they're actually arresting people that are threats to the multiverse. And as we know, Sylvie is a huge threat to the multiverse because she literally killed the one who remains.
Yeah.
And, created the whole timeline just to branch off and just chaos.
Right.
Basically, Sylvie's been arrested, and that's how we're going to see her. The Illuminati's going to have her.
That would make sense.
I mean, we see that the Illuminati's arresting Doctor Strange.
Yeah. It would make sense that they try to arrest Wanda too, because she's technically a Nexus being.
Right.
for the whole Westview thing.
Yeah. And she's going to be trying to travel the multiverse for her kids.
Yeah.
So she's a threat to the multiverse, too.
Oh my gosh. Every time I hear something about Multiverse of Madness, it just gets me like crazy excited.
I know. There's a lot of good movies coming out. And in 2022, we have Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which is the second Black Panther movie. Now, I get it. Everyone that reads the comics knows that Shuri does take over and become Black Panther in certain comic book stories and stuff. So the actor Winston Duke, who plays M'Baku, he actually got a huge pay raise, okay? And it's been confirmed that his character, M'Baku, is going to be having a bigger role in Black Panther 2. So as we know in Spider-Man No Way Home, right, we see that Doctor Strange was actually replaced by Wong during the blip because Doctor Strange got blipped away.
Right.
And Wong became Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
And it was a big deal, right? Doctor Strange's like, I'm no longer Sorcerer Supreme. Wong is. So when you think about it, if Wakanda lost Black Panther and Shuri, they're like, everyone's gone. So I have to find a new Black Panther. We have to find someone that's going to protect Wakanda.
Yeah.
So who's the next best person?
M'Baku.
Right? Because Shuri's not there and T'Challa's not there. And we know that Nakia even offers the heart-shaped herb to M'Baku because they thought T'Challa was dead. And they thought the only chance that they had at beating Killmonger was giving M'Baku the heart-shaped herb.
Right.
But he refused and said, I'm going to take it to T'Challa.
Yeah.
But think about it. They already have trust in M'Baku. They already believe in him, and they know that he's like the next best protector for them.
And even towards the end of Infinity War, we see M'Baku start fighting for the good side, right?
Right.
Like he's really like in it. He's on the good side. So why wouldn't they give him the heart-shaped herb if because they believe that T'Challa's never coming back.
Right. Because they had to assume if you get blipped, you're gone for good.
Right.
They didn't know what was going on. They didn't know
Exactly.
that they could bring him back.
Right. Oh, it makes so much sense.
So even what's crazy, okay, in Infinity War, Captain America, who has the super soldier serum, and T'Challa, who has the heart-shaped herb, just running like way past him. Like he is way back there.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
way quicker.
Way
right?
faster.
So then they blip away, right? And we assume that, let's just say the theory goes that M'Baku actually gets the honor of becoming the next Black Panther.
Yeah.
And maybe they found a way to have another heart-shaped herb, or he just used a super soldier serum. But when you look at Avengers Endgame, when Captain America has, his broken shield and Mjolnir, and he's like, Avengers assemble, right? And they run, M'Baku all of a sudden has crazy endurance.
Yeah.
Like, he's keeping up with Captain America, T'Challa, and Thor. Front of the line, just running full force. So what if he actually got the heart-shaped herb or super soldier serum in him during the 5-year blip to make him be able to be, like, enhanced?
Yeah.
And, like, they secretly did that.
It would make so much sense. They could definitely, seriously write that in.
Right. Because it's such an easy thing to write in, right?
Yeah.
It's like, well, T'Challa, we thought you were gone for 5 years, so we got a replacement.
Right.
And it's not recasting. I'm not saying recasting the Black Panther is like someone going to come in and beat T'Challa. I'm saying that there's a character who already has, like, shown, like, growth, right? We've seen him turn from a bad guy to an ally, to becoming like a brother to T'Challa.
Right.
So, and he's won the trust of Wakanda.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that if Shuri doesn't take on the mantle, that he would.
Right.
I mean, it's easy for the writers just to say, like, if something were to happen to T'Challa, if they're going to write in, like, say he dies, right? Probably the next person to go to, if they're going for, like, a male lead, would be M'Baku.
Right.
I mean, yeah, Killmonger, but I just feel like, even you were saying, that it would be kind of odd for Killmonger to just all of a sudden be healed, and then he's, like, good.
Yeah.
Right?
'Cause he went from so evil, right, and wanting all the power, and all of a sudden he's going to be good.
Yeah, it's like a tough switch,
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Marvel's future, man.
It's looking nice.
It's looking good.
Okay, so this next theory, it really blows my mind. It's Tony Stark theory.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a crazy theory about Tony Stark in that, we see him how he creates a lot of the villains of the MCU. Vulture, he's created Mysterio, right? He's responsible for them.
Yeah.
And Ultron.
Right.
I mean, and like even like Obadiah Stane, like all these people, it all connects to Tony Stark.
Yeah.
So there's a theory that Tony Stark is the one that actually gave Peter Parker his powers in the MCU.
It's so crazy, guys.
So as we know in Spider-Man No Way Home, Norman Osborn's sitting there and he's like, I went to my house, someone else is living in it. There's no Oscorp here, right?
Yeah.
Basically confirming that Oscorp doesn't exist in the MCU.
Right.
Even Kevin Feige said, like, we have no plans for Oscorp right now. I think it's safe to assume that Oscorp doesn't exist at this moment.
And you would think, okay, Tom Holland, Peter Parker is one of the smartest kids ever.
Right.
You would think he would know about Oscorp if it existed.
Yeah. He would have been like, no, Norman, actually there is an Oscorp just in California.
Right.
Let's just assume, for the sake of the theory, that Oscorp doesn't exist. We also know that Kevin Feige confirmed that the little boy in Iron Man 2 is actually Peter Parker.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's so heartwarming.
Okay, so think about this now. Assuming that Peter Parker really loves to go to the Stark Expo every year, right?
Mm-hmm.
As he gets older, one day he goes, right? All the different inventors are there. It's like the biggest place for like technology, science, all this stuff.
Right.
One of the radioactive spiders comes out, bites him. Think about it. The Stark Expo is like the leading laboratory event of the whole universe.
Yeah, it's like the biggest science showcase ever.
So it makes sense if Peter Parker goes there a lot, right? There's a chance that that's where he would get bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It kind of continues the story that Tony Stark's responsible for a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And think about this. We know that Tony Stark knows about Peter Parker's existence even before Civil War.
Right.
Like, he was keeping tabs on him because he knows that one of his spiders got out.
Yeah.
When they're trying to figure out who they need to get for, Team Cap and Team Iron Man.
Yeah.
He's like, I know a kid in Queens.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, like, he already knows about him. And come on, he whips out a suit for him in like a day.
Yeah.
Like, come on, you had that suit sitting around.
Right.
Peter Parker, Spider-Man.
Exactly. And he showed up to his apartment, right? He's already talking to Aunt May about him, right? He has the videos of him.
Right. And Peter Parker, when you look at him,
Mm-hmm.
when he first sees Tony Stark's there, he's kind of worried, like, oh my gosh. Like,
yeah.
he thinks that, oh no, Tony knows that I just got bit by one of his spiders.
Yeah.
And that's what he thought they were going to talk about right in front of Aunt May, right?
Mm-hmm.
But instead, when he goes to his room, he's like, why are you here?
Yeah.
And we see how Tony Stark, right, feels a sense of responsibility for Tom Holland.
Right.
He really does.
Yeah.
And I think it's because he knows that deep down inside, he's the reason why Tom Holland got his powers. And you know how he even says, like, in Homecoming, where, like, when he's on the ferry and he tells Peter, like, if those people die, it's on you. But if something happens to you, it's on me.
Yeah.
Right? So he feels like this sense of, like, guilt for him.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I think it's true. I think it's going to happen.
Didn't you say about when he's, like, on the ferry, too? Like, Tony Stark calls him, and, like, he knows he's keeping tabs about, like, what classes he's taking?
Yeah. So Tony Stark keeps tabs on Tom Holland's Peter Parker.
Right.
Like, he constantly knows what he's going through, like, what he's doing, where he's at. Tom Holland tries to lie to him, and he goes, like, I'm in gym class, or I'm in band right now. And then he's like, that's weird. I thought Happy said you quit band, like, 6 weeks ago or something.
So it just proves, like, he's kind of like the father figure. Like, he's really, like, in his life. Like, he needs to know everything about him.
Because he feels responsible for him.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I love that theory. It makes it so much more heartwarming to see how Tony treated Peter and to know that maybe he was responsible for the reason why Peter is Spider-Man.
I bet you that this is going to come true.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even they're going to have that new animated show for Spider-Man, and they're going to explore how he got bit.
So it makes sense for the leading laboratory to have something so advanced like that it would make someone have the Spider-Man powers.
Now, have you heard of the Fantastic Four theory?
No.
As you guys know, Moon Knight just came out, and it looks really good, as we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And there's been crazy rumors that have just leaked out that John Krasinski actually filmed scenes for Multiverse of Madness. And the rumor is that he actually filmed scenes as Mr. Fantastic.
What?
Yeah.
John Krasinski?
Yeah. I know, like, we've been talking, like, the rumors.
Yeah.
Like, that maybe he can be casted for the future.
Right.
But I didn't think it was going to happen this soon.
They actually reported that he filmed scenes?
Yeah. We're not sure yet if it's going to be, like, the main MCU Mr. Fantastic or if it's going to be a variant. But the fact is that there's rumors that he's coming back to play Mr. Fantastic.
Dude, that's so crazy. He's been, like, the fan cast for that role.
Yeah, probably one of the biggest fan casts.
Yeah.
Like, when you think about Mr. Fantastic, I don't even see the old one. I only see John Krasinski.
Right. Dude, I've been seeing concept art for him
Yeah.
for like the past like 2-3 years.
I know. Like, it's really weird how like people made all this concept art and you just can't see Mr. Fantastic without seeing John Krasinski now.
It's happening. It's happening.
So this is where it gets really crazy. So we know that there's a chance that Mr. Fantastic's going to be in Multiverse of Madness.
Mm-hmm.
We know that the main villain for the Fantastic Four is Victor Von Doom.
Yeah.
Dr. Doom. Like the best MCU villain of all time of all
my
the comics.
gosh, he's so good.
If Reed Richards is going to be in Multiverse of Madness and if the Fantastic Four is coming to the MCU, it only makes sense that Victor Von Doom is nearby or that he's already in the MCU.
Right.
So if you look at the Moon Knight trailer,
Mm-hmm.
right, when he's driving the truck and he like wakes up with a gun in his hand. Like he's like, whoa, where am I? Right?
Yeah.
If you look behind him, it says Von D, right?
Wait.
Von D.
Wait
okay.
a second.
Okay, I know it's kind of like making a lot out of something small, but think about it, right? Victor Von Doom
Yeah.
has a lot of money.
Right.
One of the wealthiest men in the whole like Marvel universe, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense that possibly that it could be like one of his company's trucks.
Okay, I know you said like it's something so little, but Marvel does that.
Because it would make sense, right? We know that Moon Knight starts in March
Right.
and it actually ends May 4th, I think. So it ends a week before Multiverse of Madness comes out. And if John Krasinski is going to be Reed Richards in Multiverse of Madness,
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense that if they want to hint at Victor Von Doom being in the MCU, they would do it in Moon Knight before maybe he shows up in Multiverse of Madness.
Literally right before.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah. If we see a Victor Von Doom, I'm gonna go nuts.
Dude, I think everybody's going to go nuts. Dr. Doom, I hope they find like a really good actor to play him
Yeah.
because he's a really good character.
Yeah.
Like the Victor Von Doom from the old movies, the Fox movies were
I think Doctor Doom needs to be like introduced now.
yeah.
Like we need to see a Doctor Doom. We need to see a villain like him.
Yeah, because right now, right, from what we've seen in the MCU, we've only seen like really like Thanos,
Yeah.
right? This alien like overpowered guy.
He's
Right.
like really the only one who's like really dominated.
Right. But it'd be really interesting to see, Victor Von Doom, crazy power,
Yeah.
right? But he is, same size as a normal man.
Right.
Like, it is going to be really interesting to see, like, theoretically, right? The Avengers should be able to take him on,
Mm-hmm.
right? From what they've dealt with before.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we know that the guy he has crazy power, so we'll see.
Also, it's not the old Avengers we used to love. It's the new Avengers.
The new Avengers, we're not really sure of their capabilities yet.
Right. Oh, can you imagine we see the new Avengers fight Doctor Doom?
I just would love to see Robert Downey Jr. fight. Like, I would love to see Robert Downey Jr. fight these guys. you know?
Yeah. That is true. Yeah.
Like, it's so weird. It's so unfortunate that Robert Downey Jr. like left. Like
Mhm.
his character died.
Yeah.
Before they acquired all these like Fox movies.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Because now we could actually get some of those really good comic book stories. Multiverse
Okay.
of Madness. Maybe he comes back.
That would be so crazy. On to unexplained mysteries.
All right. So you're gonna explain the unexplained mysteries.
Or just explained. No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so first, there's a forest in Poland, right? A bunch of trees. It's a bunch of pine trees.
Okay.
But if you look at the trees, they're super weirdly shaped. They're all like bent. In this one little area is like that.
So you're saying it's almost like someone got like a bat and they just banged in one spot and it's
Right.
kind of like an indent.
Okay, but all the trees are like that and all the bends point north. So all the bends are pointing the same direction. And scientists have actually gone over there to see like what's wrong with this area? Like why is all the trees growing like this?
Yeah. Why is that?
They couldn't figure it out.
Oh, so they don't know.
They don't know. They-
Every single tree is like that there?
Yeah. In this one small little area. And they don't know why.
Dude, that's sketchy.
So people are like saying like maybe it's like something like extraterrestrial where there's like a really strong like gravitational pull or something like that. Cuz it's literally like this small little cluster and all the trees are pointing north. All the bends in the trees are just pointing one direction.
I wonder if you just keep walking north, if you'll find like another tree that's pointing like west or east.
Right? Like, what if it's something like a map?
Dude, that's so weird.
You'll see pictures of it, but it looks so freaky. The tree, I never seen a tree like that before.
Weird.
It's the weirdest thing ever.
Unexplained mystery.
Unexplained mystery. Okay, but a long time ago, I talked about the Baltic Sea anomaly.
Oh yeah, this is too real.
Okay, so at the Baltic Sea, at the bottom of the Baltic Sea, there was this really weird looking, like almost like a spaceship, right? And people were trying to like discover it, but every time they got close to it, all their electronics would shut off. All the cameras, all the lights, nothing would work by it.
That's so weird, yeah.
Right? And people were like, no way that thing is naturally made. It does not look natural at all. People have even said, like, professionals have come down to see it, and they said, no way that's naturally made. It is man-made or possibly alien-made. Because when you look at it, there's actually, like, trail marks behind it, as if it were, like, moving.
Oh, yeah, I remember you told me this.
Right? There's, like, little, like, tread marks behind it.
I forgot about that. How there's actually the tread marks.
Yeah. And, okay, it's crazy, but it literally looks like the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, I know. It does. It really does.
It's crazy.
Maybe that's what the Millennium Falcon's inspired by.
Maybe. And we still don't know what it is. We still don't know.
Okay, you know what we need to do? They need to go down there and just pull that thing out.
That's what I'm saying. But maybe they're hiding it. Maybe they don't want to pull it out because they know what it's capable of.
Yeah, maybe. That's so weird, though. It's weird that there's, like, the tracks behind it. It like, matches the same, right? It matches that. It's like that track is attached to that robot machine thing.
Exactly. And come on. If you really look at it, it looks like a spaceship. It looks exactly like a spaceship. There's no way it's anything else. It's not a rock. People are like, oh, it's just a rock. It's not a rock.
It's not a rock.
It's not a rock.
Okay, I know. When you showed me the picture of it,
Yeah.
like, come on. That ain't no rock.
It's not.
That's the Millennium Falcon.
It's so freaky looking. And just to know that the electronics would shut off when people got too close to it
Yeah,
is kind of crazy.
it is. It's really weird.
Because, like, we've seen that in, like, movies, like, where you see something, like, with, like, extraterrestrial, people try to take a picture of it, and everything just goes black. Like,
Yeah.
everything just goes blank. But on to the next one, okay?
Okay.
So there was, like, this family, right? They're going to, like, on a hiking trip. And it was,
Okay.
like, a hiking trip where there's, like, a river and everything, right? And it wasn't crowded. It's not, like, a really popular, like, trail. But on the trail, they found this, like, little wooden sign on the ground. Okay. And this is what it said. It said, in the river lies a girl. In the water swims her blood.
What are you even saying? What are you even saying?
There was just a sign there that said that, right? On the trail, it just says, there's a girl in the water and her blood is swimming in the water.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, and then they totally freaked out. They, like, reported it and everything. And then like the police came and they were like, dude, what is this? They searched the river. They couldn't find anything. But why would that be there? And how long was it there for? They didn't know when it arrived. They didn't know who made it.
Does the sign look like really real, or like did it look like someone like?
It looks like someone took a piece of like a piece of wood and just carved it.
That's disturbing.
It is disturbing. Like, dude,
I wonder if you like look through like the missing reports of people.
Yeah.
If there's like a little girl like missing the area.
Right. Because they don't even know how long it's been there.
Oh gosh.
Right. Because it's not a popular trail to go on.
Dude, screw that, man. That's weird.
It's freaky. But see, like, that's the kind of stuff. Like, it's like a murder mystery.
It is, but what's so upsetting about it is that we don't know if like what happens.
Right.
It's literally like someone that made that could have killed somebody, and we're talking about it, right? But it's not been solved. Like, they're walking the streets like no big deal. Dude, that's so upsetting.
Oh.
That's so upsetting.
Goosebumps.
So this part of the podcast is where my girlfriend Leia comes on and she tells a real life story, and you have to try to figure out who's right and who's wrong. And if you like drama, stick around for this. But this week, Leia is busy with her applications for her school. She's going to be getting her master's. So, she's really busy right now.
Leia's the smart one.
So instead, I'm going to have Daniel Be Leia today.
Okay, so whose side are you on? Am I wrong for telling the professor that my friend cheated from her phone during midterms?
Oh, don't be that one.
Oh my
Don't be a
gosh.
snitch. Don't be a snitch.
Oh my gosh. And it says they're in med school.
Oh my gosh. That girl or who that guy is done. Right? You get caught cheating in med school, you're like blacklisted from ever getting a job probably in the medical field.
Yeah, you're done. What? This is crazy. So my friend, we'll call him or her M, has been erratic lately. She barely shows up for class but keeps track of how many days she can miss. She hands in her assignments and projects late and has been arguing with the professors and being a nuisance in class. She isn't really a friend. We used to be, but now she is more of an acquaintance. We had our midterms a few weeks ago and she sits next to me. She told me to ask her if I needed answers during one of the exams because she brought her phone and was going to copy from it. I laughed it off and didn't ask her for help because I'd spent a while studying for them. When our grades came out, she topped the class. I was irritated and I snitched to the professor who watches the tapes. And he told M that she would have to rewrite the exam. M is now losing it and blasting my inbox and tried to tell me that the professor knew I'd helped M but covered for me. The professor isn't fond of M, but she's being lenient by giving her a chance to rewrite the exam instead of just failing her and letting the university board know. Am I wrong for snitching? Whose side are you on?
Oh gosh. So let me get this right. M is the cheater.
M's the cheater.
And what's the girl's name? Other girl's name?
We don't know.
Okay. We'll call her girl. Right girl.
Right, girl.
Right girl.
Well, we're already taking a side then.
Well, I mean, come on. Okay. M shouldn't be cheating.
Story writer and M.
So M shouldn't be cheating.
M should not be cheating. Cheating is bad.
Think about this. If someone's cheating in med school, they're going to be a future doctor or surgeon, right?
Yeah.
Do you want a future doctor or surgeon working on you in the operating room that doesn't remember what they learned in school because they just cheated their way through it?
Yeah, you do not say they become a nurse, right?
Yeah.
You do not want a nurse that does not know what they are doing.
Exactly. So I think just for like the sake of everybody's like well-being and their for their sanity, we cannot put up with cheating in med school. I mean, can you try to play an advocate for M? How would you even say that M's right?
The story writer says like she's always like handing in assignments late. She's always like a nuisance in class. Like, why are you in med school then?
Right.
You don't care. Yeah.
Get out of here. Get out.
Get out.
Get out. What the heck is this? There's not even a debate here. I'm all for like, no one should be a snitch, right? You don't want to be a snitch.
I honestly, like, in a regular school, right? Say it was like a regular, like, math class. Like, if you cheat and you get a better score than me, that's on you. If you get caught, that's on you.
Right.
It doesn't affect me. But once you're in med school, you're going to be hurting other people. I could see why it's, like, good to snitch in this situation because she's in a way, looking out for the better of the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, it's kind of like what I was saying, right? You don't want someone getting through med school that's a cheater and not really knows what they're doing.
Right.
And they're working on humans.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Storyteller is right.
Oh, yeah. Storyteller's definitely right.
M, you're in the wrong. Get out.
Okay. Now, welcome back to Dumb Ways to Die. Coming off the Whose Side Are You On?
Okay.
We have a med school story.
Oh, how, like, convenient.
Okay. So there was a class in med school, okay? These two knuckleheads, right, decide to make a bet. Classmate A was dared to drink water using the top of a skull that was freshly dissected. Pour water in the top of a skull and drink out of it.
Oh, gosh, this is just nuts.
So A, they made a $10 bet on this. $10 to do this. He poured the water in and gulped it down. Okay? Few days later, student A developed nausea, fever, abdominal pain, muscle aches, pains, and vomiting. All from drinking the water out of that skull. Right? He was having kidney shutdown. Everything in his body just started shutting down right away. Right? A few weeks after he drank that. One day, everything just started failing. What? All for a $10 bet. To drink water out of the top of a skull that was freshly dissected
What
out of
is
a
that?
body.
What-
It starts at Yellowstone National Park.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, this guy actually wanted to take a dip in one of the pools at Yellowstone. Okay? He found a nice spot and he checked the temperature, right?
Uh-huh.
He jumped in and no remains were found of him. The water ended up being too acidic that it literally disintegrated his body.
Wait, what? He checked the temperature
Yeah.
and it was
he,
like nice.
And then he went in and then the water was so acidic that it basically tore him down.
Oh my gosh. See, that's something that like I wouldn't know.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't know either.
You know, like how are you supposed to know that? Because I feel like people just go like thinking like, oh, we're camping, let's go swimming.
Yeah.
They just hop in, they.
It's so. And okay, and the person that like posted this said there's actually a book called The Deaths in Yellowstone. So it must like happen like a good amount.
Oh my gosh. Why even go swimming in Yellowstone at that point?
That's what I'm saying.
Just forget it.
Forget it. Forget about it.
I mean, after you see like the second person die, you probably should just say to yourself, yeah, maybe we shouldn't do this anymore.
Yeah. Okay, so next. Everybody knows about the Grand Canyon.
Yes.
That's like one of the biggest like sightseeing spots in the US.
Dr. Strange was stuck at the Grand Canyon for 15 hours or whatever he said. I can't remember.
At the Grand Canyon, right? There's been huge reports of people like trying to pee in the Grand Canyon. Like they want to be like, "Oh, I peed in the Grand Canyon."
Like
Right?
from really high up.
Yeah. One guy tried and he fell in.
Dude, what? Like he
He f-
slipped?
He slipped and he fell in trying to pee into the Grand Canyon.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Fell to his death. What a way to die. Okay, you're trying to pee in one of the greatest freaking sightseeing spots in the US.
Maybe in the world.
Maybe in the world. And you die trying to pee in it.
What is going on with people?
Beats me.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, we really appreciate it. And while you're at it, if you don't mind hitting the like button, it really helps a lot. And if you haven't hit it yet, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. We post every Friday on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
It's free.
It's free. The like button's free, the subscribe button's free, and the notification button's free. And this show is free.
It's free for you.
Oh, guys, also make sure you comment what you want us to talk about next week. As you guys saw throughout the video, comments were on the screen of suggestions of things that you guys wanted us to talk about. And we just want to make sure that we're posting things that you guys want us to talk about. So make sure you comment your suggestions, and we will make sure we look at them and do them.
Also, comment your questions. Any questions you have for me and Ryan.
Yes. So we did a poll on Instagram. There's a lot of questions from Instagram, and we
Yeah.
saw some of the questions for last week. We're going to move the Q&A to next week. We may even do like a designated video to that. We're not sure yet.
Yeah.
We're going to figure out a way to do it, but next week we'll have the Q&A. And yeah, have a great weekend. We'll see you guys tomorrow on TikTok, and we'll see you next Friday on YouTube.
See you on the TikTok.
God bless you guys. Thank you.
Love ya.